I wanted to shoot a little video of this Atomic Wave cabinet. It is not playing any Atomic Wave games, but it's a fantastic platform for me to be able to hook up a PC and run Mame. Unfortunately, yes, Mame, but it does work very well, and I'm running it with Hyperspin as my front end. And the monitor inside of this machine just hooks up so easily, so well. It's actually a VGA monitor. It's a CGA monitor with a VGA input, and it just made for such a super easy connection to this PC, even though I had everything ready to go to connect natively to a CGA monitor. This particular monitor, I don't know the model number, but it just works so great. So this artwork is a collaboration between myself and a fellow on Hyperspin forums named JeepGuy81. He developed the idea, and then I helped run with it to create what most of these wheels that you see down at the bottom. He created many of them, and then he created the form of the artwork here, as you see, for the cocktail cabinet. And then I've gone through and created the artwork that fits on top of all of this stuff. Now, I didn't create this one per se, but many of these shoot 'em ups I created, and or at least the artwork. I manipulated the artwork in Photoshop or Illustrator or whatever needed to happen to get this done. So I can only take partial credit for the design of this, but I have spent lots of time on this. So every time I discover a new shoot 'em up game, I make sure to go in Photoshop and create a theme for it and a wheel, and make sure I have the video preview for the game. And then if I don't, I rip it off of YouTube, or I go create one somehow, or I get a friend involved and we figure it out. So anyway, this actually contains all of my favorite shoot 'em up games from as far back as I can remember, and I'm discovering new ones all the time, and there's probably some in here that I don't have, that I don't know about, or that I haven't been able to get to work. So if you see something, please post down in the comments and help me out, because I would really like to have just the most robust and complete collection of shoot 'em up titles that Mame can provide, or PC. There are some Sega Naomi, or Naomi, or however you Japanese heads like to say that. Unfortunately, I'm terrible at pronouncing Japanese words whenever it comes to video games. And anyway, so I'll show you guys a little preview here. I do have some cave shoot 'em ups in here, or actually all of them if I can get my hands on them. So I won't be able to showcase every single one of these. There's just way too many. There's probably a couple hundred. But some of these some of these games I just absolutely really love. And sit down, just come in here and flip this machine on just to play these games once in a while. It's just a great addition to anybody's arcade to be able to have a collection of these to play whenever you feel up to it. So some games are not in here that I just don't have the controls, since I've only got a joystick, and then I have I believe these are Semetsu buttons, and these are Sanwa joysticks, and then I have upgraded the spring that's in these, and then I have a circular gate, and it really helps with the control. To be able to play these games, like a diamond gate or an octagonal gate is really not a good choice for shmups, but a circular gate is really well and smooth. You really get a lot of smooth control over your ship whenever you do that. And then that tighter, thicker spring. Sorry, I don't have a better a description or anything for the spring, but it really helps with your control. So. Here we'll go backwards a little bit. There's all the 1940s games. Of course, a lot of us are familiar with these from over the years. A PC one that I've really grown to love is Zero Gunner. This is really fun. It kind of came out of left field for me. The theme of this game with the green and orange just works so well, and the gameplay is just so smooth and so much fun. I've yet to master it. It's it's pretty challenging. Sorry, it's got an automatic attract mode where it shifts from game to game every few seconds. So of course, Tauplin's Batsagun, and then there's the SV version. I make sure to put every version of every game that I can get my hands on. So just showcase a few of these. Some of these I know nothing about, some of these I know everything about. I try to educate myself as much as I can with as many of these. You can see I put the creator and the developer down in the bottom of the wheels so that I can kind of help myself memorize and remember who's put the hard work into this game. And we're gonna bells and whistles. Such a fun theme. I put that theme together. I really like the artwork of this ship with the boxing gloves. It's a lot of fun. This is one of those cute 'em ups. If you guys are familiar with cute 'em ups, that's probably the most prolific one. Let's see here, Brave Blade. Put some like mountains in the background since you're flying over the mountains a lot. Thought that was a good idea. Good old Commando. And of course you gotta have Contra in here. It's a vertical screen, and so, you know, why not? Gotta throw that in there. A game that I wish that was in here that is not is Mad Planets, because it takes a flight yoke with a flight stick, and then it also takes a spinner, and I just don't have those controls on this. Those are Tron controls, and so any of you guys out there that are making machines, you know, be sure to put a spinner on there so that you guys can play Mad Planets. Mad Planets is just incredible. Let's see here. We're gonna start getting into some more of the cave stuff here now that we're in the D's. Daifukatsu. And then this is side, I believe this is side Dioju. This is something I just recently put in here. It just recently, within the last handful of months, is available in Mame. And I do have, I believe I have the original Japanese version of that for the Xbox 360. I do have a Japanese Xbox 360 with many of these cave shmups in there. So I've tried my best to actually like throw money into this at the developers that do create these games. I really believe in supporting them. They're putting in all the hard work. Many of these companies are just either not around. You can't find copies of these for consoles any longer, or you're having to go back and play stuff that's just not available anymore. So unfortunately, there's no other way to play it other than to other than to find it on the internet and figure your way out through it. So I don't absolutely love and support Mame even though I have this Mame setup. I love it and I use it as a tool, but I would really love to have the original PCB or a legit paid copy for each one of my games, just because, and which I do own many of these arcades. Like I own an original Galaga. I just sold my Galaxian. I do have a gapless board. So, and then I have a stack of PCBs. Like I'm constantly buying PCBs. I know that the developers are no longer making money off of those when you buy arcade PCBs, especially between friends or collectors. But again, I even though I've delved years into emulation and into trying to have a way to play all these games, I still believe in making sure that the people who put their time and effort into this make a living. I think that's very crucial. I would hate it if people figured out a way to kind of hamstring me and not allow me to make money off of the work that I put into something for people to enjoy. So I wanted to talk briefly about Downwell. This is a very interesting game made by Devolver. It's available on Steam and I believe the Nintendo Switch. I'm not sure what other platforms, potentially Xbox, maybe Microsoft, I don't know. But as you can tell, this is you're falling down a well, and I'm gonna exit out and go back to it. You're falling down a well, and you're bopping the heads of the enemies that you are are trying to hurt you and take away pieces of your life. And the further down the well you progress, the more power-ups, the more options of the game. You can change the color of the levels. You can, all the palette colors can change and everything. It is just such a fun game. If you guys have a chance to play this game, whether you're a die-hard shoot-'em-up guy or you just enjoy games that you find in Mame or not Mame, I'm sorry, since this is a PC game or a Switch game, I really recommend you go and seek this game out. I've spent so much time playing this game. It is so much fun. It's so much different than anything else. It is so cool that you're falling down instead of, shooting at stuff that's coming down at you. It's just so different. It's just really, really cool. So, of course, everybody's favorite Donpachi and then Dodonpachi. Of course, I have those represented here, and then all of their sequels after them. Recommend you guys go check those out. Cave shooters are just some of the best. Aiding and Rising, they just make such great shooters also. All the Strikers series are just so good. There's just so many. There's probably too many to talk about. This video is already 10 minutes long, which is probably way too long. But Tato, they've made some really good shoot 'em ups in the past. This is another really cute 'em up, the Tawashi. This game is a lot of fun. This video is probably squished down a little bit, but you can kind of get the gist from this video. It's just fun. I haven't really played it for score yet, or try to, 1 credit complete it, but it is just a lot of fun to play it. Again, it's called the Tawashi, and I don't even know who the developer is. It's just this little character right here. So it is available on Steam. I believe that's where I got mine, and I figured out a way to get it out of, I purchased it in Steam, but I figured out a way to get it out of that PC and put it in this one. This PC is not connected to the internet, and so I have every one of these Steam games, I have to figure out a way to get it out of the PC and then back into this one somehow without DRM knocking at my door. So, of course, Truxton and Truxton 2. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know if it's actually supposed to be called Trusian, or I'm sure somebody can correct me on that. But you gotta love this guy. Really great game, a lot of fun to play, and really cool art. Let's see. Of course, we all love Time Pilot. That's just the epitome of old school shooters. It's a lot different than everything else since you're playing on a field and you get to fly around all over the field. Although if you own the arcade machine of this, you get a white dot in the middle of your monitor because that ship stays in the same place at all times. And that's kind of frustrating because when you go to fix the monitor, you cannot fix that. It burns itself in. And whatever, that's fine. Macross Super Space Fortress, of course. The artwork in this is just so apocalyptic Japanese. It's just, I don't know, I love it. I love the artwork. I do own the PCBs of these Strikers games. I love them. I have the PCBs of the let's see, I just sold that one, and sorry. Oh, all the Raiden series. I do own the PCBs of these guys. I actually have them in arcade machines, except for Raiden 4. I haven't found a legit cost-effective way to purchase this one yet. I will eventually, but I do have Raiden. I've got Raiden 2. I've got I believe I have Raiden 3. I'll have to look through my stuff and remember it. Once you accumulate some of these, it's hard to remember what you have and don't have. So I need to go make a list. And then I do have Raiden DX, and I think I have Raiden Fighters 2. All good games. If you don't know the Raiden series, you've got to go play these. They have a very unique mechanic where here I believe you can see it in this Raiden 3 preview, where you have this really awesome laser, and if you use the purple laser, it actually adheres to the enemy, and so you can fly around all over the map with your laser locked onto the enemy, and it's working down his hit points as you're flying around and trying to stay away from bullet hell. So Anyway, this is gonna get close to the end of this video. I hope you really enjoyed it. This has been a really fun part of my hobby. I just added this in there. I don't know why I didn't have Mazanga Za, but I just created and put the artwork in here for this theme, and I thought it was fun. I kind of did a put the logo down in there in the control panel several times. I just thought it was really fun. Of course, good old Ketsui. Probably visually one of my favorites. Mechanically, definitely one of my favorites. The sounds, the explosions, the patterns. Oh my gosh, just love this game. Love it, love it, love it, love it. If you've ever delved into any Milestone stuff, I definitely recommend Karas and the Radilji and Radirji series. I'm probably butchering those words again. Try to check those out. The cell shading artwork in these is just really, really cool. It's very different and definitely a great addition. And let's see, I also wanted to showcase Jackal. A lot of people pass over this as not a shoot 'em up. I highly recommend checking this game out. You're driving in a Jeep through these war scenes, and you are shooting upwards at your enemies, and it's just such a different take on a shoot 'em up, kind of like Downwell. It's just different, out of the box thinking. You're rescuing POWs, and it's just ultra cool. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video off, but you know, leave a comment or something if there's something you want to talk about, or you know, want me to showcase a video on. I don't shoot these videos very often, but when I really, really love something that I've worked on, I really try to put some love into and some time into it. So anyway, hope you enjoyed, and go play some shoot 'em ups. I encourage you, go find some crazy things you've never played before. You'd be surprised at the simplicity of some of these graphics, how much fun you will have discovering new mechanics and new ideas of the way that these developers have created stuff. They're all different from each other. Some of them are a lot alike, but man, some of them are just so much fun to play. And yeah, so go get after it.